Personally, I'm still learning how to read the newspaper, right? I'm not entirely happy about the way I'm reading a newspaper, right? So, what is a newspaper? A newspaper is like a bunch of information that is collated together, right, in a certain way. And well, is it possible? Is it possible to read the entire newspaper in a morning? That kind of question sort of bothers me, because I see people reading the newspaper all the time, and yet I cannot read the newspaper because I'm unhappy that I can't read the entire newspaper in a morning. Okay, so nevertheless, I gave it a try this morning. I went to my local shop. I bought a copy of the newspaper. I came back, and I stumbled upon. So I said, let's start somewhere. We must be able to start somewhere if we are going to read the newspaper. So I started with the financial section. I started reading the section of the newspapers of the newspaper on the financial markets. Okay, and surprise, surprise, Russia is deemed to invade Ukraine any second now. Hence, the markets collapse. Okay, so that's a parameter over there. We have a parameter right over there, like the parameter, the artificial parameter being the war in Ukraine, and then due to the war in Ukraine, there's a lack of confidence in business. Therefore, the markets collapse. Does it make sense so far? Yeah, I thought so. Cool. Now, let's go on. Now, check this out. Even though, um, even though the trend of the market is going down overall, um, the the downgoing trend is a little bit higher than expected. Surprise, surprise, the price of gold is actually going up. The price of gold is going up. Okay, so I guess not much is lost here. If the price of gold is going up, then we still have something that's going up. Now, not everything is going down. We have, if something is going up, I guess it's good because we have reasons to be optimistic, I guess, right? So that's all there is to it in a nutshell in financial markets today, uh, in February 2022. Okay, so this is what we have: markets going down a little more than expected, and the price of gold going up. Good. So what does one do? What does your average shopkeeper do when the price of gold is going up? Now, honestly, now, what do you do when the price of a commodity is going up? Well, you sell, right? So when the price of gold is going up all of a sudden, like out of the blue, just a message popped up from the universe, from this cosmos that we call the immeasurable universe of ours. A message pop up from the mother fucking alien ship, and the message said, all of a sudden, price of gold goes up. Okay, so what does one do in this situation? So, in a nutshell, the price of gold goes up, one sells. Why does one sell when the price of gold goes up? Let me ask you this question. Why does one have to sell when the price goes up? Well, they want to get rich, right? They want to accumulate something else than gold. Okay? So, but then I come and ask you, I am going to come and ask you, I'm going to be slick on this one, and I'm going to say, look, get rich on what? What are you trying to get rich on? Okay? Bitcoin? Cryptocurrency? No, no, no. You have your gold over there stashed in the lands of, in the boundless plains of Western Australia or Queensland, okay? You have your gold right there. That is your fortune. It's not the money, it's not the currency, it's not the Bitcoin, okay? That's not a fortune. Okay, so why is that not a fortune? Well, imagine you sell your gold. Imagine you sell your gold. Imagine you sell, okay, so it's impossible to sell your entire amount of gold, right? That thing is impossible because, well, to give you an estimate, Australia has gold as much as, okay, so it's not as much as like the entire car units, or, you know, vehicles. The entire vehicles could be made of massive gold, okay? It's not that much gold in Australia, but there's enough gold to make, let's say, computer circuits for each computing machine in this world, okay? There exists enough gold for that in Australia. So coming back to my original idea, so imagine you sell a fairly large portion of your gold stash. Okay, imagine you do that at the rate that inflation is going these days. Okay, so what can I say about this? Markets are volatile, right? Money losing value. People introduce Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, sneaky stuff like that. And what you do is you sell your tangible, solid assets for something that is volatile and something that could collapse the next day. Okay, so that's a bunch of paper. Okay, so so you sell a kilo of gold, you get I don't know, $1,000. Sorry, I'm not sure of the price on this one, but let's say you get $1,000 bill on a kilo of gold, and let's say not later than 2 weeks, that $1,000 that you have, the piece of paper that says $1,000 on it, is not worth the paper. It's not even worth the paper 1,000 is written upon. So it is very, very much like that. So think about it like this. There's computer games, there exist computer games these days which are based on the old Red Alert or the old StarCraft, I believe, where you kind of mine for stuff, right? You mine for gold, or you mine for minerals, right? And then you use the minerals to upgrade your fleet, and then you can mine some more, right? So when do you sell, really? When is it that you sell your gold? That's a good question. When is it advisable to sell, actually? Because, okay, economical trade must take place, right? Well, you sell when you feel like you need something, okay? So you sell your kilo of gold when you feel like some Manchurian caviar, I guess, okay? So you feel like 10 kilos of Manchurian caviar, okay? You're throwing a party, Gina Reinhardt, Clive Palmer, you are throwing a party, you need like 10 kilos of Manchurian caviar to have it on toast at your party, okay? Cool, that's perfectly fine with me. That's when you sell your kilo of gold, okay? You sell your kilo of gold when your needs demand it, when your needs demand to sell. You don't sell to get paper or Bitcoin, okay? Thank you. Thanks for your attention on this one.